First thing we're going to do is get comfortable with the C blues scale, 6-string root, which resides in the 8th position. Look at example 1. The diagram shows that it's root, flatted 3rd, 4th, sharp 4th or flatted 5th, 5th, flat 7, and then it continues in another octave. And notice how that flat 5 is available in 2 locations. Okay, now what I want to do is get you in shape with this. You're going to do some slurs, which are hammer-ons and pull-offs. And we're going to practice also utilizing a bar. Now you can do different size bars. If you were just to bar all 6 strings, that's called a grand bar. But we're going to start with something smaller and make it easier for you. The idea of double stops and triple stops obviously means playing 2 or 3 notes simultaneously. This fattens up your sound. It's a great rhythm tool, and it also punctuates your solos really nicely. And it's a way to harmonize yourself. I'll explain that later on. So let's just take the first 2 strings and bar them. So we have the 5 and the 1. Then what you're going to look at for getting your hands in shape is you have a flatted 3rd up on top. So what you're going to do is trill the root and the flatted 3rd on the 1st string, and then play the 5th on the 2nd string. So you're playing 2 notes together, but just get your hand in shape. Then do the same thing, trilling the flat 7. Your challenge there is that you're going to lose that 1 because every time you do a pull-off, you'll brush against that. So you're going to practice this with different size bars. Let's utilize a 1/2 bar, which would be 3/6. You're barring the flatted 3rd, the 5th, and the root. So what do you have available over on to the right of your finger? And if you're not used to this, it's a classical type position. You can't have your thumb around as much because it's going to pull your fingers flat. So have your hand underneath just like you're going to play a C bar chord. And then go across and bar in different groups. Here is a 2/3 bar, 4 of the 6 strings. You're barring the flat 7, the flat 3, the 5, and 1. So you go through. Now this will wear your hand out. And I've got a dirty sound. I'm just going to leave a dirty sound for this entire lesson. I'm not going to switch over to a clean sound. But practice these with a clean sound and with a dirty sound. And this will strengthen your hand, but if you're not used to it, rest your hand frequently. Take your hand off, shake it, relax, then put it back in place. Don't sit there and keep squeezing until your hand cramps up. Okay, then you're going to have a 5/6 bar, and ultimately, your goal is to maintain a grand bar, which would be all 6 strings across the 8th fret, and then you're going to trill all of the other available notes to the right of your index finger. So that means we're not going to be able to get that flat 5 that's in the 7th fret of the 2nd string. So now it's really messy. If I had a clean sound, you'd hear it be really nice and harp style. But this will get your hand in shape. So the idea of this first lesson is just to practice getting your hand comfortable with utilizing a grand bar. And the other reason is not just technical. You want to start seeing things other than just the 1 note at a time that you're accustomed to playing when you play your single note leads. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about the minor pentatonic in double stops.